for me, screwing up 21 years ago, right? And being able to stand here and say, God's using me, that I don't care what you've done in your past or where you're at in your life. If he can use me after my screw up, he can use you where you're at. Just some of the things that we do real quick as we close. Since June of 2020, we've been able to help. And when I say we, I collectively mean we. Because I look around in the room, and I'm not supposed to call anybody out. But he's wearing this bright blue shirt, right? And you can't help but see him. Nobody knows what he does for Go Reentry. Every Christmas, he comes up to me and he says, and if you need more, just let me know, right? So when I say we, I mean we. I mean we. All of us. Since 2020, we've been able to help about over 500 people in one way or the other. We focus on sobriety and housing and employment and support. We support people however we can. We have a support group that meets every other Sunday after church. We keep people accountable, drug testing. Sometimes there are some people here that have been part of our program, but we keep them accountable, right? You can't do that. And so we confront people, and sometimes that doesn't go well. We teach a class in the county jail, and what we do is we offer hope. I gave Shauna a job, and that was like the dumbest thing I could have done, because I was hoping she'd be in here. Between me and Shauna, we work about 75 hours a week, just doing what we do. In January, February, and March, we drove over 9,000 miles, taking people to work, home from work, to church, to meetings, to wherever they need to go. Why? Like, why do I do this? I think God's called me to it. And I think we help practically. Like, we help people that need a drink or need food or need clothes. Like, that's practical stuff, right? But why, at the end of the day, do we do this? Pastor Zach's going to introduce you in a few minutes, or he's going to mention, there's several of you who are Go Reentry board members, and he's going to mention you and there's Shauna. Yeah, of course. We decided to wait till the end for the national anthem, so you're going to sing that. So why do we do this? And is Krista here? There she is, in the back. Krista was part of this when we started, in a big part. And so, yeah. I appreciate both them more than you know. But why do we do this? I do this because I want people to meet. Well, can I introduce you to the chairman of the board, right? To the president of Go Reentry. Because that's what matters. He really doesn't need any kind of introduction. Everybody knows his name. The chairman of our board, his dad wrote a book, and it's been on the bestseller list forever. He's been called Wonderful, Counselor, Prince of Peace. He's been called the Alpha and the Omega. The chairman of our board is the creator of the universe. He hung all the stars in place. I was looking at this little bug the other day. So little, like so little. And I was thinking that God knows all about his circulatory system. Every little detail, how the wings are attached. That's the chairman of our board. He turned water into wine once. He walked on water. He was in a boat once, and it was so stormy. And all he said was, "Peace, be still." And it was quiet. He had the world's largest fish fry with just 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. He came and he died on a cross for you and for me. He was buried, and 3 days later he rose again. He's in heaven. See, my house, we just got a house. And if you ask Betsy, we need to work on it more and get it better. And we do. We need to hang the drywall and do the painting. But the chairman of my board's making me a house. He's making you a house. He's preparing a place for me. He's coming again, right? I was driving my tractor, cutting grass several weeks ago. And I was praying and I was thinking, and I couldn't help but think of the parable of the lost sheep. And how Jesus went and he left the 99 over here and he went to find the one sheep that was lost, right? It used to be my desire to lower the recidivism rate from 65% to 60 to 50, but it's not it anymore. God really convicted me that day that everybody, everybody, we're not done till everybody knows. We're not done till everybody's given a chance. And so why do we do what we do at Go Reentry? We have our own niche, right? We have our own niche. We do our own thing. But at the end of the day, it's the same goal that you should have. People know Jesus. Destiny said her life growing up was a little rough. She needs that, Prince of Peace, right? That counselor. The one who is the chain breaker, the one who's the miracle worker. That's who she needs. And so, thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's awesome. Awesome. I want you to be seated for about maybe 5 to 10 more minutes because, Mark is amazing. That being said, who gave Mark the gift, the calling, the mind, and the ability to take the step? Because none of this happened without Mark, right? And there's something inside of you to do. You're not saved by works, but once you're saved, get to work, right? And so what do you have to offer to the Lord? Somebody here is going to launch another ministry at some point down the road. And you'll be up here sharing the stories about. So this is one of many things you'll see over the years that God does. But as he was sitting there just sharing these stories, I'll give you a couple quick other ones. Somebody 2 weeks ago gave me a huge hug in the foyer. And he's like, "Hey, it's my first time. This is going to be my church." And he's like, "Thank you for the clothes." And I was like, I didn't even know we bought clothes. But he's living in a tent in town and needed help. So we helped him, and this is church. It's another lady in our church that will never see her husband again. And this is her church, and she has a support system. It's another lady in the church that when she was incarcerated, somebody was taking care of her house. She got out of jail and realized the person that was taking care of her house stole her identity. But she was here that week, and she's been here consistently. This is her church. There's a couple that we were with just a couple weeks ago in court, just helping navigate some things and being there to support people with the judge. There's all kinds of stories of stuff that you have no idea. But I'll tell you what, I felt from the very beginning that the Lord said to me about our church, that if you go after the people that no one's reaching, God will entrust to you the people that everyone wants. We are not going to be a church that goes after people of influence and people that have wealth because they can take care of us. People aren't our source. God's our source. And so our response is we go. We don't sit back and say, thank you, Jesus, come to Access Church, come to Access Church, invite people. That's why we got hats, right? We're the only church with camouflage hats, and I love it. Okay? But here's the thing. It's not just come. It's like we find ways to go and to reach people, and we continue just to see awesome stuff. Some of you are employers that can offer jobs. Some of you have apartments that you'd be willing to let someone have a second chance. There are many, many ways that you can be involved. On the board of Go Reentry, Julie Hartley, who's part of our church, is on the board. Mark Jordan is on the board. Ariel Ironman is on the board. Brad Bathgate's on the board. Kurt Spalsbury is on the board. Brandy Yoakum, Pastor Jonathan Schrock. These are all people that are on the board of Go Reentry. And I can promise you it will always be a faith-based ministry. What good is it to have clothes on your back, an apartment to live in, and a job and go to hell? That's not loving people, right? And I know it's in the DNA of the ministry that only Jesus is going to change somebody's heart. You can give them money, you can give them a place to live, you can give them a church even. If they don't have Christ, it's not going to change the heart. That's why the government can't fix this problem. We have to be part of the solution. And you're a part of it.